Well, I'm gonna have to adjust our load here. I'm not sure what happened. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are we doing here? Okay, well, we went in, we kind of figured out what everything's going to cost us, and it's just out of our budget, and we can't go back to Bucks because he's already hot on our tail. I have not talked to him about our bit of a blunder out in the cut, where Dusty, last week Dusty kind of pointed out to us that we're doing a whole bunch of work for nothing. We can just strip right off the top and start running that as pay dirt. So we just need to get the equipment, get some sort of shop or something set up out there. So what we're gonna actually do, we learned that there is some sort of a grant that we can get, and we're gonna have to go and see if they'll give old Rod Halfman some money to play around with. So we gotta go into town. We gotta have a meeting with our banker and see kind of what this all entails. Okay, let's see here. I don't remember where his office is. Here we go. Our banker and our attorney, they share the same office here, so let's head on in here and see what we can get figured out. Okay, well, great news for us. We were actually able to secure a grant, which means we won't have to pay it back. We've actually secured a grant for $2.5 million. Things up here in the Yukon are very different. They look forward to people coming and building up their economy, and so we told them what our intentions are, and thankfully they're able to look out for us a little bit. So we've got a pretty long day ahead of us. We've got Dusty's going to be happy. We're going to be able to go ahead and get the equipment we need. We're going to be able to put up, we're going to have to go get some materials to put up, maybe a little shed and some other things. We need our wash plant. Holy cow, who's driving this thing? Way too early in the morning to be monkeying around like that. We got to get our wash plant. We got to get, probably some conveyors, just all kinds of stuff. We need to get a hoe, an excavator, a backhoe. We got to get one of those. If we can even get back to the shop, that would be a miracle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on actually getting our site, where it needs to be. And then, after that, we can we're ready to run pay, which is great because Bucks has been on our tail. It's Thursday. He said we had until the end of the week before he wanted a progress report and he wanted to see some gold. And I said, I don't think it's going to happen, but he said, we don't really have an option. So let's head in here and see what we can find out. All right. Well, I have yet another surprise. Bam! Look at all this equipment. So we went ahead and got a rock truck. We got a excavator with a bucket. We've got our wash plant, and we've got a conveyor and our hopper feeder. So we just got to figure out how to get all this back to our claim, and we can actually start mining. So let's see, how do I want to do this? So I don't think we're going to be able to put anything on the little trailer. We're just going to have to make a couple of trips with the big trailer. All right, so we went with a Komatsu 400 here. It can hold 50,000 liters of material. We could have went with a Volvo that holds 80,000 liters, but I just kind of figured, you know, I've got a good relationship with Komatsu. We went ahead with the Komatsu excavator over here, and you know they had the most rebates and discounts and stuff going on right now. So I think we're gonna run their equipment this season, and we'll just see. You know, maybe we'll be able to afford some more stuff later on in the season, or maybe next season, and we could try out some other stuff. But I think for right now, we've got such a small crew. This will be good enough. So let's get this over to the mine site and see what Dusty thinks. Well, you can definitely tell there's a load on here, but it handles it pretty darn good. I think we'll just line up all of our equipment here. Looks like, you know, Dusty is gone right now. He didn't really tell me what his plan was or where he was going, but that's okay. Give us an opportunity to get the equipment here and surprise him later. Alright, we gotta head back and I think we'll grab I think next we'll probably grab the hoe. Actually, next I think what we'll do is we'll just grab we'll grab the conveyor and the hopper feeder. We'll bring those over, and then maybe we'll use the hoe to drag the wash plant onto this trailer, and then we'll grab the hoe last maybe. Then when we get back, we're gonna have to find a spot and figure out where we want to put our workshop and everything. We talked to a local company here, and they said that they'd be able to get our local company here said they'd be able to get our workshop put up in probably 2 weeks' time. So they said they'd be able to get it done in about 2 weeks' time, and they said, you know, we might be able to get it done a little bit quicker if we get out there and get the area ready where we want it. So we just gotta, you know, do our best to get that done. All right. Wow, this thing is nice. Really nice. They said they've got a piece of equipment that they'll be able to drag that on. They just need me to get it lined up. So I think I got her lined up pretty good. So we'll just we'll go focus on hauling the those deals back, and then by the time we get back here, we'll load up our excavator and we should be good. we've got our conveyor on our way. I stuck around to just help those guys get that thing centered up on that trailer, that wash plant, and I told them I'm just gonna run these two things over. I'll come grab that, and then we'll get her offloaded with probably the dozer, and we'll go from there. I still haven't heard from Dusty. I don't know what in the world that guy's doing. Check out the tray. Not too bad.
Chris Dummett, Chris Dullett's inspiration, used to run a successful environmental remediation company before gold mining.
It's only a little after 8, so we're making some pretty good headway. Hopefully have all the equipment out to our site by 9 o'clock, and you know, Dusty should be there by then, I hope. I haven't really talked to him today, but yeah, check that out. They were able to get her all strapped down for us, so we'll just go ahead and grab our conveyor here. And we're off. Well, I tell you what, this truck, this is just what we needed. So we had $2.5 million in a grant that we received from this little community up here in the Yukon. We're just less than $1 million here. So we've got some money. We need to put up some structures, and then we can just start putting the work in. We're gonna need a gold room. We're gonna need, you know, some cleaning tables. We're gonna need, gosh, what else are we gonna need here? You know, we're gonna need a workshop. Probably gonna need, I don't know if we need a fuel truck or just a fuel station, but we'll just have to check that out. Alright, off to get the wash plant. And we're probably going to need to find a spot for that wash plant, which is kind of tough right now because it seems like everything we're sitting on is gold. And we don't want to ruin anything, so we might have to dig out an area and stockpile that to run later. Or we'll have to, you know, we might be able to make, there's a field across from us. We might be able to make a deal on that. Maybe we'll just, you know, set up shop over there, kind of off the property. We'll just have to see how that goes. Alright, let's get this pig to the claim. This is by far the heaviest load we've hauled so far. We definitely can't be taking the corners too fast. Yeah. She's already leaning pretty hard wanting to fall off, so we just gotta get her out here. Look at that monster. Oh man, we're gonna be finding all kinds of gold with this thing. At least we better. This wash plant set us back over $1 million. I don't know what we're gonna do if we can't get gold out of the ground up here, but so far everybody's been saying, I mean, there's gold for days, which is exactly what we're here for. Ooh, this thing is top heavy. There we go. Check that out. You can see our claim over there out in the distance. That's pretty cool, huh? Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, we're going to get this offloaded here, and then we're going to go back for our excavator. Alright, well, we've got our wash plant offloaded, and we're ready to head back into town and pick up our excavator. Well, I'm going to have to adjust our load here. I'm not sure what happened. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are we doing here? Well, I'm not 100% sure what happened, but our load shifted on us, and that was not good. Well, this thing is definitely heavy, but I'm not sure what's going on here, so... Oh, no! Oh, man. It looks like we blew a couple airbags out. Well, I guess we're going to be keeping Spurky busy. Well, hopefully it will hold up. We'll get back to the site here. This will be all of our equipment. And then we can just start working on stuff. We can put Spurky to work fixing the truck. Looking at a few other things. And then we'll just get to work. Hopefully we'll be sluicing by the end of the week, you know. Well, I don't understand what's going on here. Why we're slowing way, way down. Man, look at her just eat. She's just eating. Yeah, it's tough. Well, nobody said this would be easy. So far, the Yukon has given us its best shot trying to run us out, but not Rod Halfman. Never. Never gonna happen. Yeah, hey Dusty, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a couple of days here. What's going on? Oh, you have? Oh, that's not so good. Well, I tell you what, whenever you're ready, I've got our equipment. I'm actually heading there right now. I've got our excavator on, and it is almost as bad as the wash plant, but I've got, when I get this load over to our area, which will be here in about 10 minutes, I'm going to have everything ready to go. So I talked to the building guys. They said they could have us, oh no. Hey man, let me give you a call right back. I got to fix my load here. I'm almost to the claim, and I think I spilled our backhoe. Alright, I'll call you right back. Yeah, Dusty. Hey, yeah. Rod again. Yeah, I had to reload this excavator I got because I got about the biggest excavator that they have, and this thing is a beast. It's very top heavy, doesn't want to get into the claim very good, but oh no. We might not be out of the woods yet. I took the wrong road. Anyways, yeah, so you're gonna be over here in an hour or two? Yeah, good. We'll be able to start figuring out where we want to set stuff up and go from there. I'm kind of thinking maybe, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I might try to make a play and buy this property right across the road, because we know that that's been mined already, so it's not going to be worth anything. We could set the plant up over there and just run paydirt across the road. Think about that a little bit and let me know what you think. But yeah, that sounds good. We'll talk to you when you get out here. I'll start getting stuff kind of set up. I'm going to talk to the building guys, figure out where we want to put everything, and we'll go from there. But I think until you get here, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. So yeah, all right, sounds good. We'll talk to you later. All right. Well, it's about that time again. We got to shut it down. But we'll be back at our next episode next week, and we're going to be doing some work with old Dusty. He's the one that figured out our land over here. We don't need to strip it nearly as far as we thought, or at all. So I went ahead and we went and took care of a grant that was available to us for 2.5 million. We went and got us a bunch of equipment. Right now we're pretty much ready to go. We're gonna start stockpiling some dirt. We gotta talk to our building guys. They're gonna, our building guys are gonna come and they're gonna scope it out and see what we can do about putting a shop and a gold room and all that kind of stuff. I got to figure out what chunk of property I want. I don't know if I want that property over there across the road or this property here. This is looking like it's probably a little more suitable than that tillable stuff over there. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for this week, and we're gonna evaluate what we got going on. I know that coming up here, Bucks needs a, a visit, kind of an update on what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and take care of him doing that. And we're going to go from there. So we'll see you next time. Take care.